This is the Brave New Coin Crypto Conversation, hosted by Andy Pickering.
Hi everyone, Andy Pickering here. I'm your host and welcome to the Crypto Conversation, a Brave New Coin podcast where we talk to the people building the future in the Bitcoin, blockchain, and cryptocurrency space. My guest today is Wolfgang. Wolfgang, that is a cool name, man. Wolfgang is the co-founder and CEO of Entity, which is a Web3 launchpad, and Istari Vision, an augmentative growth engine for the Elrond Network. So we'll learn all about this today. Welcome to the show, Wolfgang.
Thank you very much, Andy. Thanks for having me.
It is a pleasure. We'll do what we do at the beginning of the show, Wolfgang, which is I'll invite you to please introduce yourself. Love to hear just a little bit about who you are, where you're from, and I suppose your professional story in the lead up to founding Entity and getting involved with Istari and building on Elrond.
All right. Good. So, my name is Wolfgang Rückerl. I'm originally from Germany. I'm currently living in Switzerland. I've been working for artificial intelligence companies, and like 6 years ago already, I've entered the blockchain space. And we have been with the Elrond Network, or now rebranded to Multiverse X, since the beginning, actually, when they first wrote their white paper. We've been with them and supported them from the early stages. And even before the mainnet started, more than 2 years ago, we decided to support them as a company. So we have set up Istari Vision as a staking provider. And today we are one of the largest staking providers in the Elrond Network, Multiverse X ecosystem. And with Entity, we have started more than a year ago. We've built a team because we have seen that, builders gonna build. That's kind of a slogan. And Entity is going to be a launch pad that is going to support the builders in the ecosystem, helping them to launch their project and their solution.
Very nice. Thank you for that, Wolfgang. And thank you for explaining that. Yes, you're quite right. Elrond has indeed rebranded, I suppose, as the multiverse. So forgive me for that. I'm just not not super familiar with Elrond, or as it is now known, a multiverse myself, but that's okay because I'm sure you can help us learn more about that today. Where should we start then? Should we start with learning a bit more about Entity, which of course you describe as the growth engine for what was previously known as the Elrond Network. Let's talk a bit more about that. Let's just start at the beginning, Wolfgang. What's the origin story then for Entity?
The origin story. We have actually partnered. Istari Vision has partnered with another staking provider from Romania named Titan Stake. The guys from Titan Stake are also with us since more than 5 years, and they are also very, very close to Multiverse X, to the core team, to the founders. And we have started with Entity because we have missed a platform that serves as an operations and communications hub. And it is a place where you can keep track of the latest projects and developments on Multiverse X, and you can also monitor your investment portfolio and, of course, make data-driven decisions.
Yeah, got it. And so what is it about the multiverse chain then? Why have you guys decided that that is the chain that you want to build on, that is the ecosystem that you want to be part of?
Well, I think 5-6 years ago, when we started entering the blockchain space, the first lessons we have learned was doing our own research. So we have actually started to benchmark the projects back then, and we have compared the technology, the team, the metrics, the whole economy and everything. And this is still a thing today. I think, for everyone that is in the crypto space and wants to invest in these projects. It's about education on technology, and it's also about research. Where do you actually put your money at the end of the day? And this is now also implemented in our Entity platform. We're trying to support the community by reviewing projects and helping the projects to tell their story to the existing community, but also to be the knowledge provider for the community and help both sides.
Very good, Wolfgang. And I'm just looking now at the Multiverse website. Is it Multiverse X, or how do you say it? Is it Multiverse or Multiverse X?
Multiverse X.
Yeah, thank you. See, you got to correct me as I go, but luckily I corrected myself with that one. So, and for listeners, the website is it's multiversex.com. You'll just have to figure out how to spell that yourself, but just Google it and it'll come up. A link, of course, will be in the show notes to all these platforms. As always, listeners, but I digress. So, Wolfgang, as I mentioned, I'm just looking at the website. The website is extremely slick, and look, it's a common mistake in crypto. You shouldn't fall for extremely slick websites. But that said, I do enjoy this website, and I like the copy. I just made my way to the FAQ page, and the first one says, the answers you seek are within our frequently asked questions. It's nice language. And then, the first FAQ, why multiverse to the power of X? And they say, Wolfgang, our vision for Multiverse X is to create an elegant and powerful expression for a positive, complementary, and perhaps even magical interplay between the physical world and the metaverse world. One where both worlds are explored and expanded to their maximum potential, coexisting harmoniously, not as replacements, but as complements. And that is why this is what we call the multiverse. Power of X takes this idea to its outer limit in scope, scale, variation, and richness. We're almost finished. It speaks to the endless worlds we're about to create and the boundless imagination, richness, and variation we will play with. So, I mean, yeah, in some respects, that's just kind of meaningless marketing speak, but it's very good marketing speak. I enjoyed that. That kind of stuff. I like it, Wolfgang. What do you reckon?
Well, it is, but it's definitely a statement. And we know the team since several years. We know that these guys are hardcore builders, and they just deliver. It's not that these are just marketing statements. We've been with them. We've been working with them in the same office. We've been with them on events and traveling the globe. We know that these guys have geniuses in the team. They are absolutely pioneering the market with their technology. And what Multiverse X brings to the industry is more than just marketing. It's not only the technology that they have built in the last couple of years, it's also a vision. And these guys are on a mission, and several of the products are already existing. So it's a renaming, it's a rebrand of the ecosystem, but several products are already in place. So it's not that there is just marketing. I mean, this was announced last week in Paris at the X Days, and they have presented all of these solutions. And of course, they have amazing partners in their network. So there have been several things such as Opera, the browser, the crypto browser, MasterCard, and much, much more.
Absolutely. And, don't get me wrong, I'm being slightly facetious when I describe it as marketing. Obviously, all protocols and platforms, they have to have a website and they have to do a little bit of marketing. I'm just saying that, to my eyes, Multiverse X are doing it well. That's my main point. And I can see, looking at their Twitter, they have over 500,000 followers, and they, including 79 people that I follow, which is means, and that's just a metric that means that they have legitimate followers. So yeah, great to see. As I say, it's just interesting when you come across a protocol that you're not very familiar with, and yet it turns out to be very well established, doing good stuff. A lot of builders, such as people like yourself, right, Wolfgang?
It is, especially for the builders in our ecosystem. We say that actually on a weekly basis, and we've mentioned it last week at the event as well. The Multiverse X ecosystem is at day one. So are we with Entity, because this is just the beginning of many, many products, many things that will unfold in the next couple of months. And we believe that building and delivering technology is the most important part. And then comes marketing. Then we can talk about it.
Absolutely. So, and look, I'm sure you're aware of this. You need to update your own website, Wolfgang, because Entity is still, talking about the Elrond Network, which is, I suppose, where my confusion initially came from. But obviously, you'll be a team of builders, so you're probably too busy building, and the kind of the website updates, they can kind of sometimes fall to the bottom of the to-do list. Again, the websites are in the show notes, listeners, but entity.global is the website. Talk us through a bit more about how Entity works then. So am I correct in thinking Entity works a little bit like it's a launchpad type model for the Metaverse X ecosystem, Wolfgang?
Well, on the website, we actually have a user journey, because we have identified 4 key stakeholders for our platform. First of all, the builders and the crypto investors, but also the ecosystem partners and the community. And of course, we had questions. How can we support the community and future investors best with what we do, what our platform is actually there for? So the questions were, what informations do users actually look for to decide whether to invest in a project? And what resources do blockchain builders need to launch successfully on the network? And several more questions. So actually, Entity is a Swiss Army knife for the Multiverse X community. And for us, it's super important to focus, first of all, on the needs of the investors and the blockchain builders. And how we do that is actually that Entity has, or our biggest asset is the all-in-one solution that it offers, because it aligns with different stages of Web3 investing. And therefore, we have created the user journey that covers 4 different areas. And for each and every one, it's very important to discover a network first. You've just mentioned that 79 followers you have in common. That's kind of a validation. And I think for every newcomer to the ecosystem, probably because Multiverse X is not yet well known out there, somebody has to discover it, the ecosystem, what's going on there, who are the parties building there actually. So building the Entity Launchpad was for us the most high potential projects building on Multiverse X. So we have developed a project monitor that helps investors make informed decisions. And we have transparent criteria to review these projects in terms of team, product, and token economics. And also, this is super transparent. We have the whole rating methodology for these projects in our Git book. And of course, the team has years of experience in doing so. On the other hand, for the investor itself, it's of course, super important to have a all in one place to find out about new projects, to find out what's going on in the ecosystem, but also to use the exactly same platform to invest in these projects, which can also be done directly on entity.global. And for people that are already active in the Multiverse X ecosystem, there are several possibilities to earn. Earn for us means there is staking, there is a decentralized exchange, and we have reward strategies, and we have staking provider and delegation metrics that gives the user, the investor, insights on what is actually going on, because annual percentage yield or rate are changing depending on the stake a staking provider has and all these things. So everybody is able to closely follow what is actually going on. Where do I put my money, and how can I earn more rewards with what I have delegated, let's say.
Got it. Thank you, Wolfgang. And look, I'm just continuing to look through the Multiverse X website, and yeah, as I say, I do enjoy it. It's extremely well done, and it's a nice experience, and I love all the wording. I should stop saying that, but yeah, whoever's done this, they've done a good job. So I enjoy that. Talk to us about, and from, it looks like I suppose they're kind of focusing on, metaverse, Web3, and everything comes with that. No surprise there. But with that in mind, how do you see Multiverse X kind of fitting into the global blockchain ecosystem? Is there, I suppose what I mean is there a particular niche or use case that Multiverse X is especially going after, or especially well suited, kind of at this early stage of Web3, Wolfgang?
I think if we have a closer look at what happened in the last couple months, for example, with the Maya Launchpad, which will be X Launchpad in the future, we had 4 projects launching on Elrond with direct support from the Multiverse X team. And the first project that launched in November last year was the company Holoride. That's a spin-off from Audi, the car manufacturer. And of course, this project is focused on the metaverse, but they have built an awesome software package, let's say it like this to keep it simple. And they are connecting, they are receiving the car data, and they are putting everything into the virtual reality. So the passenger has VR goggles on, and during the ride, you can enjoy games or any other metaverse things, and all the payments in the background are handled on the blockchain directly. And the movements you have from the car, you experience them in your virtual reality. Everything in real time. That is one of the first projects. Of course, there have been games as well, such as Cantina Royale. And the other project was Itheum, that is more on data. And the last one that was launched was AshSwap, which is a stable swap, a stable coin DEX. So I think from all these 4 projects that have been launched, I think we have a broad variety that will help the whole ecosystem grow. Not only DeFi, but also gaming and metaverse. And these are very important things for the future. There is quite some hype around it, let's say.
Yeah, absolutely. And I've heard about the Holoride. That's which is a bit strange to explain, but it's VR games in Audi cars, right?
Yeah, they had 3 cars last week in Paris, and the team was there. They made a presentation because Elrond, or now Multiverse X, they also have a new NFT aggregator, can also call it marketplace, or there are marketplaces integrated. And Holoride will be also there with the project Cloudbreaker that was presented. And they are launching, or they have launched their product actually. You can buy it now, a whole package, a pioneer package that was announced. And you can actually put it in any car. And the latest Audi models are also, you can configure them already with the Audi Connect release, and then everything works actually.
Yeah, and I mean, this is fascinating, Wolfgang. So just explain a bit more to the listeners as to how this works. So I'm assuming that obviously it's not for whoever's driving the car, and obviously in the future, I'm sure the eventual idea is that all cars will be driverless. So essentially, anyone who is a passenger in a car, whether you're a commuter, and the idea is you have all this free time for however long you're in the car. So you can either work, or if you're not, you don't have work to do, you can entertain yourself. And why not do that with VR? But at the moment, how does Holoride work for passengers in these cars? Are the experiences completely disconnected from the car or the car travel, or can they kind of interact with that as well?
Well, as a passenger, if you are in your virtual reality world, I've tested it once in Munich. You do not recognize anything that is happening around you, actually. I mean, I was just playing kind of a simple bubble shooter game, but I didn't know if we were going left or right, because you're so committed to the game actually that you do not recognize anything around you anymore. And the good thing is that it also helps to reduce motion sickness. So there are several arguments to enjoy the ride.
Very interesting. All right. Well, thank you for that, Wolfgang. Yeah, gonna keep my eye on that. We should talk about Istari. Istari, is that how we say it? Yeah. So, what is Istari Vision, Wolfgang?
Well, Istari Vision is one of the largest staking providers on Elrond. We are now Multiverse X. We are with them since day one. We are running more than 130 nodes on the network out of 3,200. And we are with the community, let's say, from the beginning. So we have helped the Multiverse X ecosystem to grow the local community, especially in Germany, Austria, and Switzerland. That's where we focus. And that's also how we found Holoride. Holoride was actually our first project at Istari Vision that we have incubated. So I think it's nearly 2 years that we have started working with them, partnering with them, showing them how the blockchain space works, because ex-managers coming from Audi, they had no clue what's coming, let's say. So we were advising them, helping them, connecting them to other teams, also for the tech, and showed them that there is a different world out there. And this is what we do at Istari Vision. We incubate projects and we support startups that have cool ideas, solutions, something, pioneers, fans, builders. And these teams we are looking for, and hopefully also make them a successful project in the blockchain space.
Fantastic. Thank you, Wolfgang. And look, I have to ask Wolfgang, because listeners, as we record, for me here in New Zealand, a day before everyone else, it's Thursday, November 10. But, the last, let's say, 24 hours really in the blockchain space has been all about the unfortunate collapse of the FTX exchange, and the possible buyout by Binance. But as we record today, we're not sure if that's going to happen, because it's quite possible that there's just a massive, massive hole on the FTX balance sheet to the tune of billions of dollars. And so, if that is the case, Binance might just look at that and think, that's a problem we don't need, and walk away. But of course, won't be any surprise to your listeners. The markets have absolutely tanked on this. So who knows where we go from here. But just invite you to reflect on what you see happening across the industry at the moment, any way you want, if you're so inclined, Wolfgang.
Well, of course, the last hours, last days, lots of news, especially on Twitter and all the different Discord and Telegram communities. I can only say not to panic. We've been there more or less, let's say. Of course, it has a huge impact on the market, what's going on there, but who knows what will be the end result. These actions, we hope for the best for all the parties involved, and especially for the investors. But for us, we should do what we do best. And I can only say hodl and build. That's what we do, because there is so much pioneering spirit out there. We just need to give these people the opportunities to get the market for their products and solutions. And markets go up, markets go down. We will be there tomorrow. So
yeah,
just keep on building.
Yeah. And well, I agree with you, Wolfgang. There's not much you can do except, hold and excuse me, and build. Yes, indeed. All right. Well, I reckon we go to a break, and then we'll come back and finish off with the very famous Crypto Conversation Hot Take Round. Before we do that, Wolfgang, tell people, where they should go if they want to learn more about Istari Vision, and of course, what you guys are doing at Entity Global, and building on Multiverse X. Where should people go to engage with all of this and learn more?
All right. Yeah, as you already mentioned, websites are istari.vision, and for Entity, it's entity.global. On the websites, we have our social media channels also linked. So follow us on Twitter, join our Telegram community, get in touch with us, join our community there, ask your questions. If you have one, have a closer look at the projects that we are supporting, that are launching on Multiverse X. And we are there 24/7 if there are any questions and support is needed.
Excellent. Thank you, Wolfgang. As promised, we'll go to that break, and we'll be right back with the very famous Crypto Conversation Hot Take Round.
For crypto indices and benchmarking, Brave New Coin's powerful indexing engine can calculate high-frequency intraday and end-of-day indices for a wide range of index products. Brave New Coin's custom indices team delivers experienced consultancy, premium data, and trusted calculation. Contact BNC today to find out more.
Boom, and we're back. And I am with Wolfgang. Wolfgang, of course, is the co-founder and CEO of the Entity Web3 Launchpad and Istari Vision, and building all sorts of exciting blockchain Web3 metaverse-related activities on Multiverse X, as we've learnt. Wolfgang, I like to finish each podcast with a quick round of rapid-fire Crypto Conversation hot takes. Are you up for it?
Of course. Born ready.
Born ready. I like it a lot. Just going to run some questions at you, Wolfgang. Just want you to answer them hot take style. Question 1. Where would you say that you sit on the Bitcoin maximalist to multi-chain opportunist spectrum?
Absolutely multi-chain opportunist. It's all about interoperability in the future.
Yep. All right. Fair enough. What would you say then is your firmest conviction crypto opinion, Wolfgang?
Sorry, I didn't get that one.
Sorry. What opinion do you have that you have the most conviction in?
Oh, that's a tough one. That's a tough one. that's not going to be that quick, rapid fire, because there are so many opportunities. As I said before, I think crypto-related opinion, crypto is here to stay, to make it short. And builders gonna build, and I think the current market conditions shows us bear markets are for building, and that's what I advise everyone to do.
Yep, makes sense to me. All right, well, Bill Gates famously said we tend to overestimate what we can accomplish in 2 years and underestimate what we can accomplish in 10. What does Web3 look like in 10 years' time, Wolfgang?
I think different technologies will be used in everyday life without people even noticing. So I think people will work more remotely, robots will take over a lot of the manufacturing, and blockchain will definitely play a very big role in this.
Yes, indeed. All right. Well, William Gibson famously said that the future is already here. It's just not evenly distributed. Can you think of an example of the future being here right now, but most people aren't really aware of it?
Well, I think we will have a lot more artificial intelligence and blockchain in our daily life in the future. I know both areas and know all too well that both are absolutely in their infancy. I think people are way too distracted nowadays by media and don't even notice a lot of the positive things going on in this world.
Yes.
So keep your eyes and ears open.
Very well said. All right, time to start to finish this off. Wolfgang, finally, what is your favorite science fiction book, film, or TV show?
I'm actually not that much into TV shows or films. I'm more into books, and I've received an awesome book last week at the event in Paris, which is called Virtual Society: The Metaverse and the New Frontiers of Human Experience. And this is on my list for the next couple days.
Very good. Could you say that title again, please?
Virtual Society from Herman Narula.
Very good. Okay, I'll might look that up. I'm reading Metaverse book at the moment. I think might just be called Metaverse, something like that, by Matthew Ball. I don't know if you're familiar with Matthew Ball.
No, I haven't heard of that book, but I have so many on my desk to read, so I'll just add that on top.
Yes, indeed. All right. Hey, thank you so much for coming on the show, Wolfgang. Been a pleasure to talk to you today. Very much enjoyed it. Please finish the show by telling the people where they can go to find you on Twitter or wherever else you like to hang out on the internet. And again, of course, where they should go to learn more about Entity Global, Istari Vision, Metaverse X, all that good stuff.
Well, it's very easy to find us, Istari Vision and Entity, as well as me with my personal account, are active on Twitter. We are pushing out news on a daily basis with our team and pushing out updates on the progress of our platform, plus ecosystem news for Multiverse X. And on top of that, also preparing events, meetups for the community to share know-how and educate them.
Excellent. Thank you, Wolfgang. All the best, and bye for now.
Thank you very much, Andy.
All right, there you go. That was my man, Wolfgang. Yeah, German name, but a fantastic name. Maybe it only sounds like a fantastic name because I'm not German. Maybe is Wolfgang just a very common name in Germany? I think it probably is. So anyway, it is a cool name. Wolfgang and the Gang of Wolves. Wolfgang, shout out to Wolfgang. Thank you for coming on the show. Thank you for, showing me, or teaching me all about Multiverse X. I think I called it Metaverse X at the end of the show there. Sure, it's an easy mistake to make. Again, shout out to Multiverse X and their team. As I say, I like the website. It tells a good story. It's just a slick website. But as we've learned, I think there's a lot of people building on a Multiverse X. Looks like a fascinating ecosystem. So good to have that put on my radar, really. Hey, thanks for listening here at the end of the show, team. Please remember to subscribe to the Crypto Conversation podcast in whatever podcast app you are using. Give us a nice review, 5-star rating. Please take the time to do that. If you enjoy the show, we'd always appreciate it. Hey, that is today's show. Thanks, team. This was the Crypto Conversation for Brave New Coins.